Hello! Oh, I think I better take off the hat. I don't want you thinking I've turned into an American. That would be completely unacceptable. Anyway, so today I want to talk to you about phrases that really irritate me and probably irritate you as well. I think they're fairly universal. You know, the phrases like out of the box thinking and let's touch base. These are the kind of phrases that set our teeth on edge, don't they? Yet it's even worse, isn't it, when you catch yourself using these kinds of phrases? It's just so embarrassing. Well, I think I've got a new phrase that I need to add to this ever growing list, and that's the phrase quick wins. Can we get some quick wins? It's a phrase I seem to be hearing a lot at the moment, especially when I'm doing work on conversion rate optimization. Now, of course, people want some quick wins to boost their conversion rate. I completely understand. But I'm also hearing the phrase when I'm working on user experience projects or even digital transformation projects, which are the kind of epitome of a long term undertaking. Now, I consider myself a pragmatist, so there's nothing actually inherently wrong with quick wins. In fact, quick wins could be a valuable way of building some momentum for longer term change. And then, of course, there's the fact that a quick win will help an organisation meet its short term goals, such as improving this quarter's conversion rate. It also makes sense to start with the easily implementable improvements. For example, I once worked on an e-commerce site that required users to enter their postcode before anybody could even see the site. And it was a real kind of duh moment. What a dumbass idea. And it was obvious to fix this quick win because there was no point of thinking about longer term conversion strategy when there was such an obvious barrier that existed. But, and this is a big but, I didn't just remove the postcode requirement and sit back contented. No, it was the start of a 5 year journey that increased the company's revenues by about 100-fold. So it was part of a longer term strategy. And that's the problem with quick wins. That and that's why they set my teeth on edge so much, because so often focusing on quick wins is actually an excuse for ignoring the more significant and complicated longer term issues. Let's get some quick wins is basically just code for let's avoid anything too challenging, which is a very short term way of thinking about things. But unfortunately, it's an attitude that seems to plague so many organizations. Projects that build a solid foundation are often ignored in preference to quick wins. And it's one of the reasons why many companies don't have things like design systems or digital playbooks or even user experience strategies, because these don't provide quick wins. Quick wins gives us that short-term dopamine hit and a sense of progress. Yet, really, they're pretty fleeting and rarely help the company move in a sensible long term direction. So, what do we do when people ask us for quick wins? Well, as I've said, I'm a pragmatist and I'm not against quick wins entirely. I still recommend quick wins whenever I'm asked for them, but I try to tie them to a more extensive program of work. So let me give you a real example. I've just concluded a user experience audit for a large insurance company, and in it, I offer a whole load of small tactical quick wins that could improve the site's usability. However, I organised those quick wins into a program of work which encompasses a longer term, more strategic strategy. So, for example, I identified on the site that it used a lot of jargon, that it had a really high reading level, and it failed to answer some of the user's critical questions. Now, fixing each of these issues individually would have provided quick wins. However, if you group them together, as I did, and I recommended that instead they carried out a content audit. And in fact, when you did that, it became more efficient and more cost effective than it would have been to address them individually. In other words, instead of passing through the site 3 times to get a series of 3 quick wins, one with jargon, one with reading level, and one answering missing questions, it made a lot more sense just to work through the site once as part of a comprehensive content audit, which is a single package of work that will ensure longer term ongoing success. So don't be seduced the next time somebody asks you to identify some quick wins. Yes, quick wins look good on the surface, but they rarely make long-term sense. So instead, provide your quick wins, but also link them to a more significant objective or program of work. Maybe then we can start to wean our organizations off of the quick win dopamine high.